The sex trafficking trial of Ghislaine Maxwell entered its second day and first full day of witness testimony this morning. The longtime associate of Jeffrey Epstein facing multiple charges for her alleged role in recruiting underage girls for abuse. Fox's Stephen Goen joins us live outside of the federal courthouse in New York with the very latest. Hi, Stephen.
Hi, Daytona. Maxwell was back in court today as the prosecution called some of their first few witnesses to the stand, including one of Epstein's longtime pilots and one of his accusers, who says she met Epstein and Maxwell when she was just 14 years old. That accuser, testifying today and taking the stand with the pseudonym Jane, says the abuse first began after she met Epstein at a summer camp in Michigan, where she was told he was a donor. Prosecutors have said Maxwell was sometimes in the room when that alleged abuse happened. The testimony supporting the government's case that Maxwell was Epstein's partner in crime in the trafficking of young girls between 1994 and 2004, resulting in her 6 indictments.
The prosecution very clearly and concisely laid out their case, that there are 4 victims here, that Ghislaine Maxwell knew everything that Jeffrey Epstein was doing, that she trafficked these women, that she was a part of all of it.
Now this morning, we also heard from Epstein's longtime pilot, Larry Visosky, who said he never saw any sex acts on his flights with Epstein, though he admits the cockpit was always locked. On the stand, he went on to testify he never transported any women under the age of 20 without their parents on an Epstein flight. Maxwell's attorneys have yet to call their own witnesses, but they are expected to call a false memories expert who may attack the credibility of the prosecution witnesses. And the defense maintains that Maxwell is being blamed for crimes and bad behavior that are actually Epstein's after he died by suicide while waiting to face charges for his own trafficking. Maxwell faces up to 70 years in prison, and this trial is expected to last up to 6 weeks long. Daytona?
So, Stephen, tell us a little bit more about what those victims, accusers who took the stand had to say. How far into detail did they go, and how did the defense respond? We know that their strategy is to poke holes in all of their stories.
Yeah, Daytona. It was a pretty revealing testimony that we heard today. This victim, like I said, she went by the pseudonym Jane, so we still don't know her identity. She said that when she first met Ghislaine Maxwell, it was kind of like a big sister figure. She's very comfortable with her, but that very quickly turned. She said that she was groomed with shopping trips and money for her family that was coming directly from Maxwell and Epstein. But then once that turned sexual, she said she was ashamed and terrified by that abuse that was going on. And then when it comes to the response from the defense, yes, they're poking holes in this. These memories are more than 20 years old at this point, so they are definitely calling into question the credibility of everything that was said today.
And also the pilot taking his stand, as you can imagine, probably very close with Ghislaine and also Epstein. What else did he have to say about who was coming on and off of that plane?
Well, it's a few things that we have heard before, but this really confirms it. That pilot said that former presidents Donald Trump and Bill Clinton had been on those flights. Actor Kevin Spacey, he said, had also been on those flights. And this is a man who worked for Epstein from 1991 to 2019. So that's quite a long time. And he said he saw several important people on those flights, but he was very specific when he said that he didn't believe he had seen any women under the age of 20 on those flights alone. If they were on those flights, he said they were with their parents. Daytona.
Stephen, last question for you. What are you going to be looking for tomorrow on day 3 of trial?
Well, on day 3, we'll be looking to hear from potentially more witnesses. We know that there are potentially 4 that could be speaking, and we've just heard from 1 today. So looking for more of those witnesses who are accusing Epstein of abuse, I should say, and just waiting to hear those testimonies and their memories from all those years ago. Daytona.
Right. Fox's Stephen Goen reporting live for us today. Again, the first full day of witness testimony. Sure to be another busy day tomorrow. We will talk to you soon. Thank you so much.
Thank you.